Hey there everybody, it's me again, Robert Dean. Basically in this video, what we're going to be talking about is the effects that media has on society. This is a subject that I could spend a lot of time talking about. I spent quite some time studying this topic, and it's something that I find very interesting, and I think it's something that everybody should look into. And I'm going to try and keep it precise and, you know, keep my ranting tone down. But there are a few things that I'd like to constrain this video to. And basically the first one is the way that media portrays women, whether it be in film or commercials. And first of all, I'd like to talk about the stereotypical women that film has portrayed for quite some time now. And I mean, if you look back at Disney, which is something I can relate to, and you look at all the different princesses, I mean, it's just very interesting to see the way that women are portrayed, you know, based upon a time era. And it's changed over time, but I mean, if you look at them all, the thing that all the princesses or all the women in these Disney films have in common is that they're beautiful. And that is what interests me the most about this, is that they're the they're beautiful women. And growing up as children, we watch these things, and you know, it's all about her. It's all about the beautiful girl, the damsel in distress, the journey of the beautiful struggling woman. Which, I mean, it's just completely insane to me, because it's so skewed in my opinion, because it's almost saying that beautiful women are the only ones that have problems in this world, and if you're not beautiful and you have problems, then you're just not important, which is completely untrue. You know, I mean, we as humans, whether you're beautiful or not, you know, whether no matter what your gender is, I mean, we all have our own struggles, our own personal journey, and whether you're beautiful or not, you know, you, I mean, you can't say that one is more important than the other based upon something such as looks. I mean, that's ridiculous. And growing up as children or watching these films, we start to feel like good-looking people are the only ones that should matter in this world. If you're not, you know, fitting in this mold that they create, then you're just unimportant, and you don't matter, because you're not the princess and you're not beautiful, and people aren't going to care about you if you're not all those things that they portray that we should be, which is just completely insane and disturbing in my opinion. It's, it's crazy that we as children grew up watching these things, and it's just very interesting to me that, you know, we continue to allow this to happen. And I mean, it boggles my mind to think about children growing up watching these films and thinking that if they're not beautiful and they don't have the beautiful hair, the beautiful dresses, the beautiful things, the people they're not gonna care about them, because they're not the Ariel or they're not the Snow White, you know? And it's just a very interesting subject to me. And I feel like if we embrace that through media I mean, commercials. Take, for instance, diet sodas, you know, whether it be Pepsi or Coca-Cola or any of those. If you notice, we're always using beautiful women to sell things. I mean, sex sells. They've been saying it for forever. But basically, I mean, we all know that you're not going to look like Scarlett Johansson by drinking diet sodas alone, you know? I don't care who you are. You're not going to sit down a diet drink and all of a sudden, poof, there you are. You're beautiful and you're skinny. You know, it's just not going to happen. But subliminally, we're affected by these messages, whether we know it or not. And most of the time we don't. I mean, we're not even picking up on these signals that they're sending us. But they're so, you know, these things don't happen on accident. They're very articulated, and they're very precise and calculated. And they know exactly what they're doing by showing us you know, beautiful women selling these products, and they know the effects that it's going to have on us as human beings. I mean, beautiful women selling toothpaste or coffee or cars, you know? It's always these stereotypical women that are being embraced for, their looks, not for who they are as a person or what's inside of them or the mind they have, but it's solely based upon their looks, and that bothers me. And you start to see shifts over time, and this is starting to be, the less common woman, whether she's a heavier set woman or whether she's not the prettiest woman. You're starting to see a shift into they're now the focus of some stories, which, I mean, I love it. I completely support that, and I feel like you cannot judge anybody based upon their looks. And whether you're big, small, short, tall, you're just as important as the next. We're all equally important. And I love that they're starting to do that in film now, and it's starting to be more common. The story is about the not so good-looking guy, and they're flipping it upside down, and I love that they're starting to do that more often. And it's just film, I feel, influences us so strongly, and whether we know it or not, it's happening. And whether we know it or not, it's happening to our children. Our children are picking up on these things, and they're absorbing them. We're like a sponge whenever we're a child, and we're taking all these things in, whether we know it or not. And they affect us in our everyday life. They start to come out in us. And, I mean, growing up as a child, I always watched, like I was saying, old movies. And, the cool kids back then always smoked cigarettes. They were always smoking cigarettes. The cool guy in the corner smoking a cigarette. And I, I idolize those characters. We do that, we see these people in movies and we want to be just like them because, I mean, they're awesome, right? So he smokes, and he's cool, so I should smoke and then I'll be cool too. And, I should dress like him because he gets the girls, so if I dress like him, I'll get the girls too. And I mean, we do these things, and it's they drank that alcohol, they drank that certain drink at that party the other night. I should do that too. I need to do that because they did that. If I do that, I'll have friends like they do, and I'll be popular. And it's just this whole skewed perception that they're feeding us. Whether we know it or not, they are. They're feeding us this bogus perception of what they think we should be like and what, how society should be. And it's ridiculous because we're not like that. We're all different, and we should embrace that because that's beautiful. It's beautiful to be different. And it's, you know, you don't want to be a Barbie doll that looks just like the next one or the next one. And basically, I mean, I'm going to cut this short so I don't sit here and rant all day. But basically, next time you watch a film or you're letting your child watch one of these films, just take a minute to think. I mean, really think about what they're watching or what you're watching. Think about what the true, honest meaning is behind this film or this commercial. And just, you know, think for yourself. That's the main message of this video. Just think for yourself. And take a second not to sit in front of the TV like a robot and accept everything that you see. Take a moment to think about it and really understand the true meaning. And just be careful about, what your children are watching, because I mean, whenever I go back and I watch Disney films now, I think I can't believe as a child, or even other cartoons. I mean, there's plenty of other cartoons I watched, and I go back and I look at them, I'm like, I can't believe I watched those things as a child. You know, they take on a whole new meaning to me now because, I mean, I'm seeing things from an adult perspective, and that's the way they're portrayed in these films. And I think I can't believe as a child I watched this, and I had no idea what they were talking about, but still I was absorbing it, and it's just insane. So basically, next time you're watching something, the next time you're setting your child down to watch a movie, just think twice about what you're allowing them to watch and what's going into their little minds and what kind of bogus these companies are trying to feed us, or what kind of messages they're sending out there. So thanks again for sitting here listening to me rant. I'm gonna cut it off now, but thanks again, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.